Welcome to Visualize, the podcast where collaboration fuels change. I'm your host, Chris Baker, and each week we'll explore incredible connections between nonprofits, businesses, and the community. This is a space where we highlight inspiring partnerships, uncover strategies for creating meaningful impact, and share stories that show how working together can make all the difference. Whether you're a nonprofit leader, a business owner, or someone just passionate about building connections, this podcast is for you. So how do we collaborate and extend that light into other organizations? So what have you guys done collaboratorily?
So collaboratorily, we reach out to what's surrounding us right now, right? So we're here in Broward County. So collaboration for me is all of the organizations related to and through HIV first. Right.
Yep.
So that's dealing with like the Ryan White program. That's dealing with the small nonprofits that I work with every day. Can I name some names?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Ujima Men's Collective is here. Trans Inclusive Group is here. We ally for our LGBTQ family. That's one of the main things that HIV Possible does. We are, again, heterosexual. We focus on heterosexual because that house right now, that's who I am.
Right.
I can't represent something that I'm not, right? So with me representing that, I rally and I ally for everything else around me. And that's where that collaboration really pulls a stronghold because they see that I'm being my authentic self.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm walking in what God has graced me in. But that doesn't mean I can't ally for all of everything around me. And so that means like all of those groups that I just mentioned, as well as the governmental side of it as well, working with the Ryan White program, linking people to care and prevention, working with our Department of Health here in Broward County, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also seeing it on a bigger scale with working with our pharmaceutical sides and different things like that, and then working with those that are not dealing with HIV. So I work with other organizations that completely have nothing to do with HIV whatsoever, but they serve a purpose as well. So I've linked with some liquor companies.
Perfect.
Because they want to be there, visible in the community as well. Now, even though I don't drink, right, they still serve a purpose. I've linked with some organizations that deal with, so I'm into cyber as well, cybersecurity, and we'll talk about that. But linking with my cybersecurity linkages that I have, the different organizations there dealing with security and insurance and all of that. These organizations all play a big part in helping HIV Possible do what we're trying to do. Now, I'm not funded yet, so I'm working on that.
Okay.
But as we work towards it, these organizations, they do sponsor some things here and there, and they give me great, insight, and they allow me to advertise through these different channels and things, and bringing their platforms, right, allowing those platforms to understand that, hey, we need you in the fight as well to help end HIV.
Right.
We do need them.
So you did mention a little bit about cybersecurity. So
yes,
I think there's an event coming up. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. So the end of June, I will be hosting a cybersecurity alert for the grassroots and smaller organizations that actually don't have funding or understand what it means to have a cybersecurity professional on their team. The importance of having it, because guess what? The bad actors have already hacked into the bigger things. Now they're looking for the smaller organizations.
Yep.
They're actually attracted now to the smaller organizations that don't have that connection to security understand what that piece means, or even understand how to actually work through, if an attack actually happens. So putting an incident response plan together, what does that look like for your organization? Do you have the tools in place if you were to get hacked? Is it going to shut you down permanently, or would you be able to recover,
Right.
because the bad actor got in, but did they get what they came for,
Or was it shut down ahead of time? Right.
Exactly, exactly. So helping organizations, you have your top level organizations, the governmental organizations that have cybersecurity on their team. They have those things set up. But when you're looking at the smaller grassroots, or they don't even understand what that means. So we're going to be HIV Possible and collaborating with She Evolve, my sister's organization,
Okay.
and then my for-profit, which is the Fresh Connection Group. We'll be putting an event together coming. We're working on it right now for June to help these smaller organizations understand what that means, to have that space set aside, especially for those that are funded, that are receiving funds, to let them know, hey, section out a piece of your funding for
Yeah.
cybersecurity. You really need to focus here because, if the bad actor gets in, it could shut you down permanently.
Yeah. Because if you lose your data for one day, how long is it going to take you to get back up?
That's right.
You lose it for a week. Are you still in business?
Are you still in business? That's
Like,
right.
it's not that long of a period. Like, everything's gone. They have everything. You can't reuse it. So it can be very
Ransomware.
scary. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Those ransoms are very scary.
very scary.
So, this is all very, very interesting. So, where do people find out about the event? I know it's coming up the end of June here,
Right.
but do you have a website that people can go to get the
Absolutely.
information?
Yes, we have a website. We do. It's hivpossible.com. And we're very proud of that. Again, collaboration with my sister Cecilia Page, the director and CEO of The Motivated Boss and She Evolve. She is the content curator for our website.
Okay.
She has a monitoring segment that she monitors it, and then we also in turn help. So it's like a reciprocity, it's what's the word? Well, I can't think of the word where we do it in collaboration. Collaboration is stuck in my head.
Barter.
Barter.
Yeah.
Thank you. We kind of barter, some of our resources within our organizations because, right now that works best for us. It may not work best for some other people, but it works and it's helping us to grow. And this is where that collaboration really, you know, is
Takes it to the next level.
takes it to the next level. Absolutely. So she does that piece. Her and my nephew, they do that piece. And then I do the cybersecurity piece on the back end for them, making sure that, they're safe and able to keep moving forward. And this is how we grow. We have to, be able to lean in and work with each other.
100%.
100%.
I love that.
Yeah.
So where is the future? So right now you said that you're not fully established, but what does the goal look like, and how does that vision look like going forward?
So, with this new administration, right, the
Mhm.
goal has kind of shifted. It has truly shifted because where I was looking to get funding from,
Mhm.
which was government grants and things like that, it has all been changed now,
Yes.
right? And no matter what, God is my ultimate boss. He is my ultimate business partner. He is the everything in everything that I do, right? But with him showing me that, hey, you can have multiple segments and collaborate and be in tune with multiple organizations, multiple people. And there's nothing wrong with that. This just my goal for the future is to have HIV Possible outlive me, to have it
Mhm.
where it's sustainable, right? It's a sustainability. Get it to a place of sustainability, but something that I can pass on in hopes of it being a past memory, and then let it blossom into something different, right? Having HIV possible is a future where HIV used to be. We know, I see it as this is something that used to be, but we still have people living with HIV,
Yep.
but it's no longer being, there's no longer new diagnosis of HIV. So letting that build into the future where we no longer have a need for it is
Yeah.
the ultimate goal,
It is.
right?
Yeah.
And then letting it shape itself into something more, allowing other pieces that we're adding to it, allowing that to then take on the forefront of what HIV possible, hopefully in the future, will used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, working towards that because we want to have I'm trying to end HIV for my grandkids and my grandkids,
Well, you brought up a lot of amazing like topics because in truth, the only reason a nonprofit exists is because there is an issue.
Is an issue, right?
And it's not getting addressed from one area or another. Like the government's not handling it, the city or county is not handling it, whatever the case is, a nonprofit is formed to do it.
Address those. Right.
And if all of it has been addressed, there's no more need for the nonprofit in that one area, whatever the cause is. And so I love that. That is that should be the mission, to end whatever
That's right.
the nonprofit is trying to end, because then you've done your job.
I've done the job. Exactly.
You made the world safer and better for the future.
Exactly.
So all of those pieces are extremely valuable. And then also, you are right. Now, with the government making some changes and grants are not as easily available, there's less availability. One of the biggest, strongest things that we've said is you need to start connecting with your donors, sponsors on a different way. And it has to be through your story.
That's right.
You need a stronger story. You need to be able to present it in a way that can get out to more people.
Absolutely.
So that the average day person can see what you're trying to do. And if they resonate with you because they hear your story, they get emotionally connected to it.
That's right.
Hopefully they can give you $10, $20 a month.
That's
you have 1,000 people. That adds up.
That adds up. Absolutely.
That adds up. And so changing your story into something that's going to connect to the community that you're living in will help your nonprofit in a different revenue stream.
Absolutely.
It's not about the grants anymore. We have to find those different revenue streams.
Those different revenue. And that's why I'm so glad I'm connected to like cyber, and I'm connected to insurance. And I didn't get a chance to talk to you about my 20-year history in tractor trailer driving, right? So I'm a CDL Class A driver, right? So I have that as well. So that's why I say HIV is just a small part of who I am.
Yeah.
And then speaking about stories, we're actually going to Africa in August. Yeah, we're going to Africa in August.
Wow, we got a busy summer.
Yes. We have the She Evolve Summit.
Okay, wait, hold on. Back up. All right, so we got June Cybersecurity.
Yes.
We have something here in July. What is July?
July. It is the She Evolve Summit. Yes. And this is brought on by the visionary Miss Cecilia Page, my sister. And I am the president of She Evolve Affairs.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Okay.
And so with that, She Evolve is her baby. It's her brainchild. This is something that she birthed. And it's to help women, because we both have this mission for women, to help women when it comes to dealing with our issues, our mental health, dealing with business ideas, launching business ideas. This is all She Evolved is. It's the evolving of she.
I love it.
Right? And we're putting on this summit in July. Actually, it's July 11th through the 13th, and it's going to be held in Orlando.
Okay.
Okay. And we are super excited about this, right? So we're putting these things together. We're coming up with these different concepts and putting like all of this into making an amazing presentation and a workshop where women can come, one, and feel safe in the space that they're in, able to share their stories of everything, whether it be with their mental health, whether it be with their business ideas, whether it be with dealing with HIV, diabetes, what have you. We're creating this space where we as women can come together and just download it and leave it there and move on to something that allows us to be refocused and re-energized in the work that we want to do moving forward in our individual lives.
Wow.
So it's an awesome. We had one last year and it totally it rocked. I mean, it was mind-blowing. The life changes that happen through storytelling,
Yes.
through just being there, because a lot of people get in their personal silos in their personal spaces, right? And they think that they're only one going through, and that is not the case.
No, everybody is all feeling it at the same time. They got their own little the way they internalize it, or the way they're, dealing with it, that's all unique. However, there's so many, like, if you open and talk about it, oh yeah, I went through something similar. Or I did something similar. And it opens up these conversations that, like, oh wow, I wasn't the only person and not going through this alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that we all share as women, especially when there's really not much space for us to come together and do that, talking about our business dreams and being able to connect people to collaborate more, because if you say, there used to be this saying that went around like, oh, Black women can't work together. That is a lie. That is a lie from the pits of hell. And so we want to elaborate on that showing people that we can do all things.
Yes.
Right? We can do all things, especially with Christ before us. And this is where She Evolved just takes off. So we're looking to have an amazing turnout.
Yeah.
We even have transportation, bringing people from South Florida to Orlando.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
It's all included in your ticket price. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and we're looking forward to that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then you said something in August, so we have to go back to that one now too.
We have been super busy. So,
Yeah.
not only am I the president and executive director of HIV POSSIBLE, but I'm also the chair for SOS, which is Sisters Organized to Survive, right?
Oh.
And that was something that was run by the state here in Florida. It has been the longest running Black initiative for women in the mobilization and fighting HIV. It's been now 18 years, almost 20 years. Sisters Organized to Survive has been here in Florida. And when I was awarded it from the state of Florida, I asked them, could I take it globally? And they said yes. Now, this was just me talking.
Right.
And I really didn't have the vision fully yet of what that meant. But when they said yes, it was like doors started opening, and I was collaborating with other organizations, and I connected to a pastor who actually lives in Zambia right now. So when I started talking to him and sharing my story, and they connected and were like, wow, our women that are in Zambia need to hear your story.
Yes.
of from your onset of HIV through to where you are now. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's collaborate. Let's make it happen. So through the awesomeness of Massey Ministries, we will be taking SOS is leading SOS mission trip to Zambia. We're going to Zambia August 8th through the 24th.
Wow.
And we're going over there with our stories of visioning and better and envisioning a better life for yourself, and understanding what your life could look like with just a little bit of hope, with
Right.
holding on, with not giving up, with addressing your mental issues, I guess.
Yes.
And what that means not only for us here that are sitting in privilege, because we are sitting in privilege, whether we want to realize it or not, but going over there to where they don't have the privileges that we have, right? And making a difference by if we touch just one person,
Yes.
Just one. If we touch one, then mission accomplished.
And that's something that's very important. I think that even not all organizations need to start looking at. It's not about all of these extra data. It's about, are you making change?
That's right.
And it only takes one person to make a change.
That's right.
And so if you've given hope to one person and they can make a huge difference and a huge trajectory into doing something amazing for the rest of the world, you can't calculate those numbers.
You can't.
And so those facts are going to get lost. They're not there. Yes, you could say, I talked to 20 women while I was over in Africa, or whatever the number will be. That number you can do, but it's the impact that you make in one person's life, or maybe you touched every single person that was there. You're not going to get that data, no matter how hard you try, because it may not happen that instant. It might be 5 years down the road.
That's right.
Could be 20 years down the road. And guess what? They just cured cancer because of you.
Look at there.
And you can't track those numbers.
You can't track it.
And so I really hope that in some point in the near future, nonprofits are being viewed as that. It's about actual impact.
Impact and purpose, yeah.
And purpose, not so much about, okay, I got this many numbers out to this many people and this is what happened here, because it's about changing the world.
That's right.
And I'm hoping we get there. Like I feel like we're going to. Yeah. We're going to have some bumps and hurdles in the way here, and I know the grants are one of those little
right.
But we need to shift it, and we need to revamp how we're going to help make the world a better place.
Exactly, and making the world a better place, it's going to take all of us.
Yes,
collectively, it's going to take each and every one of us, because the only way forward is together.
100%.
That is the only way forward. So whether we're reaching from right here in our own backyard, whether we're reaching across the continent, your voice, your authentic self is needed.
Yes.
Because I'm going to tell you what somebody told me, a wise person told me. God can't bless who you're pretending to be.
Oof. So true.
So true, right? So you have to start to walk in your authentic self and understanding, leaving those traumas behind, getting the help that we need, to deal with our mental, getting the help that we need for our physical bodies, understanding that what that looks like for us as individuals, but as that community, as that tribe.
We need to start building that tribe together and taking care of ourselves, letting the people's passions shine through. That's the reason we're here. God gave us gifts.
Mm-hmm.
What are those gifts? Are you using them? And if you don't feel like you are, you need to step back and be able to go, okay, what is this gift? How do I share it?
That's right.
Because it makes a huge difference.
It makes a huge difference if we can just reach one person.
Exactly.
Right? Just one.
So I hate to say where I have to wrap this up a little bit, so I've got a little bit. So Mike, how do people get involved with HIV Possible?
So the way you can get involved with HIV Possible is you can call me directly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely reach out to me directly. My phone number is 803-297-6966. I answer every call.
Good.
You can reach me by email, which is hivpossiblelife@gmail.com. And then we have our website, hivpossible.com.
Wonderful.
Just reach out. Let me know what it is that you like to do. Again, we have the mission statement for HIV Possible and SOS. We're doing this mobilization for women here. We're trying to get more women involved, with the mobilization piece. We want you to be not only involved for the mobilization, but to get the information, because you can't educate someone if you're not educated, right? You can't talk to the things that people are most concerned about if you don't know what those concerns are. So with SOS, we have that educational piece where you learn, you come, you share your stories, we collaborate, and then we go out and we touch the community. That's that mobilization. We're asking the community, hey, have you taken an HIV test? Do you know your HIV status? Are you taking care of your mental health? Are you connected to, do you need a therapist that we can connect you to? We're the linkage. We're bridging the gap.
Yes.
Right? And all things possible. So that's who we are.
Excellent. So I always ask this question. You kind of already answered it, but I want to see if you have any more in-depth response to it. Is, what is the legacy that you personally want to leave for future generations?
The legacy that's a unique question. I haven't been asked it that way. The legacy that I personally want to leave for generations is to know that no matter what you're faced with, you can push through and you can overcome anything. You can overcome it because, HIV didn't stop me. And I pray it doesn't stop anyone from living and doing. You just put one foot in front of the other and keep it moving. That's the legacy I want to leave, especially for my kids. They're all grown now, but I pray that through the life that I've lived before them, that they see that nothing has stopped me. Nothing has stopped me. And if I can dream it and I can get it, from God, get his okay, I'm going with it. I'm pushing all doors that he leaves open for me. Hey, open a window, a door, what have you. We're pushing forward.
We'll go through.
We're going to go through it. That's right. So I think that's the legacy that I want to leave. Let nothing stop you from achieving your dream and your goal. I think that's the ultimate legacy that I personally want to leave.
I love it. Shawn, thank you so much for being on the show today. It has been an absolute pleasure. And one of the biggest takeaways, let them see God first and then you.
That's right.
I love that light.
Yes.
So let's leave that light on.
Leave that light on. What is that, like Motel 6? We'll leave the light on first.
Yes.
The God light is showing.
The God light is showing.
Thank you so much. This has been absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
And I look forward to coming back maybe one day soon.
Yeah, let's definitely look at it for season 3.
All right. All right. I'm all for it. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Shawn.
You.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of Visualize. We hope that the inspiration and practical insights can help you foster stronger connections and meaningful change. Don't forget to subscribe, share the episode, and leave us a review. To learn more about Visuals by Momo and how we support collaboration and storytelling, visit visualsbymomo.com. A huge thank you to everyone out there listening. Until next time, remember, collaboration fuels change, and your connections can inspire the world.